Kicks 105.5, good morning to you. It is 7:48 as we do on Hump Day. Mike Barrett from Barrett Insurance Agency comes down with his dog, and you could probably hear the office staff going crazy over the dog. Not so crazy over you, though, when you come in here.
Nah, they really could care less that I'm here.
Yeah. And they buy him treats, and me, nothing.
No, nothing for me either, by the way.
So are you saying that I'm wrong? The things that we discussed last week, I wasn't on point? What happened?
Right. So we had a great conversation, so thank you for that. But you mentioned Diane had talked about bundling.
Yes.
So,
and I'm not talking about getting cozy with Diane either.
I think what happened there was an excellent example of good marketing.
Okay.
So she was talking about a specific auto endorsement with a company that I believe she's with, which is Cooperative Insurance, and it's an endorsement called the Auto Bundle. Okay, so you heard bundle and said, hey, bundling. Flo talks about bundling. That's what she wants to talk about. So it's just a good example of marketing. But what she was really bringing up was something we've talked about multiple times in the past, but she has it and is a very big fan of it. So companies oftentimes will package and bundling is just all over the place, isn't it? It's rampant. Yeah. So this is a different part. So let's look at the auto policy specifically with one company right now. So Cooperative Insurance has an item called the Auto Endorsement Bundle. Okay? That is a bunch of different components of coverage all in one package that you can buy and put on your policy versus putting separate endorsements on for each specific item. So what that includes...
And you save a little bit of money through that process.
Correct. So here are some of the things that you could purchase separately per vehicle that, if you have it on the auto bundle with Co-op, it's in the bundle and would be on any vehicle in your policy instead of specifically listing it per vehicle. So you would have towing and labor reimbursement up to $100. You'd have rental reimbursement up to $50 a day, not to exceed $1,500, which is very nice. Gap insurance, which is something...
Like David Letterman with the big gap in the teeth right in the front here.
So gap insurance, for those that don't know, is if you have a vehicle that you took maybe a 4, 5, or 6 year loan on, and 3 years into it, it's considered a total loss. If you owe X amount, but the vehicle's worth less than that, you're still on the line for X.
Right.
So gap insurance fills that void.
Fills that
void.
Gap. Come on. You can't say gap and then say void.
I know.
You're a contradiction in terms.
No, I just wanted to annoy you.
Okay.
And it worked very well.
Very well. The reason that we're talking about this whole, car situation with bundling and gapping and what have you is the fact that Diane is a magnet for deer.
Yeah.
She doesn't have any problems feeding her family. Because she hits a deer at least once a week.
She spaces it out appropriately.
Yeah.
So once the freezer's empty, kaboom. So some of the other components of this endorsement, and these are things that may not be available for purchase separately with Co-op specifically, is no matter what you have for a comprehensive deductible, comprehensive covering fire, theft, vandalism, impact with animals, deer, and many other things, that's also where the glass coverage would come from. So if you have a $100, $250, or $500 or $1,000 deductible, if you have this auto endorsement bundle that we're speaking of, you would have a $0 glass deductible for repair and replacement, which is very nice.
If you hit
Charlie would have medical payments up to $500 if injured in my vehicle.
Dr. Hoppy, a great veterinarian. So if I hit a deer today,
sure,
I pay a deductible. My insurance covers the rest. If I hit a deer next week, has my deductible already taken me to the point? Or is there some additional things that occur after that?
So you're talking about hitting a second deer?
Yeah, second deer.
Don't do it. There's my answer.
But
don't you dare. The deductible is not like health insurance. So the deductible is per loss.
Okay.
So that would be applied per loss, no doubt. So,
which is, anywhere from like $100 to $500, which, in Diane's case, you've seen her car both the times she hit a deer the last couple of weeks.
Yep.
Front end completely destroyed. So
yeah,
way more than the deductible.
Yeah. Now, something to think about, too, is, and I'm going to hit two quick thoughts because I know we're running long. One, the endorsement package that we just discussed with Cooperative, many companies have their own variation of it. The Conquer Group, for example, has what they call the Pace Plus endorsement with a lot of similarities there. Some companies don't have it at all, where you have to go for those specifics, like the Progressives and Kempers. Hartford has it built into many of their policies with some of those coverage components. So always worth a dialogue and checking with your specific carrier. Now back to the deer. You're driving down the road. You have a choice of hitting the deer or swerving to miss the deer. What do you do?
Hit the deer.
Okay, good. You passed.
I was a truck driver. They tell you, actually accelerate. And
well, I wouldn't recommend
no,
that.
they
The insurance guy, but
but they tell you to accelerate because the odds are that you could actually flip the deer over your vehicle or spring them off to the side.
So essentially, play Deer Plinko is what you're saying.
That should be a game that you need to seriously talk about.
So the quick wrap up on that thought is if you're swerving and then maybe you hit a tree or guardrail or another vehicle, that becomes an at-fault accident.
Right.
That becomes a chargeable instance for you. Hitting a deer is uncontrollable. That is not an at-fault accident. Your biggest risk of worry is losing what most companies have that's called a loss-free credit, which is like a 3 to 5% credit that you'll lose if your claim's over $1,500. If you hit something and it becomes an at-fault accident, you're looking at a surcharge for an at-fault accident.
Deer coverage covered under all your policies, or it's an additional charge?
So deer coverage falls under comprehensive covering the things like fire, theft, vandalism, and others, but it covers impact with animals.
Okay.
So that's the other thing, too. Most people have a lower comprehensive deductible than a collision deductible. You hit the deer, it's a comp deductible. You hit something else, it's a collision deductible. So there's so many reasons to, and I hate to say it, but the safest thing to do is to hit the deer.
The point where you're about to hit the deer, you reach for the glove compartment, get your insurance policy, and go, let's see, was that comprehensive? What did I hit it? To have a more in-depth conversation with our dear friend. You like that?
I like that. Bucky.
Call me Uncle Buck. Call for good policies, more information. Mike at Barrett Insurance Agency. He's available on the line.
Yes, we're online, thebarrettagency.com. On Facebook, Barrett Insurance Agency. Give us a call, 748-5224, or visit us on Portland Street in St. Jay.
All right, buddy. I'll let you go. I'll talk to you next hump day.
All
and
right.
Have yourself a good St. Patrick's Day tomorrow.
You as well. You're wearing green early, celebrating.
I am.